excited you're here today. This is our very first webinar. We've got our awesome customer success team here who's going to be taking you through a webinar all about making the most of Testimonial Tree and telling you about 5 features you need to know about. So just real quick before we dive into the meat of the presentation, we are going to talk about Testimonial Tree. We are super proud of what we do. We love real estate. We're currently serving over 800 brokerages and 300,000 agents. And for those agents, we've collected over 2.1 million testimonials. So we live and breathe testimonials. We love reading all of your reviews and seeing what an amazing job that you guys do every day and helping you share those reviews to really grow your business. All right. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce your webinar host today. We've got Jessica Atwood. Jessica has been with Testimonial Tree for 5 years and has trained over 500 clients. So she knows the platform inside and out. She's an expert, and she's going to give you lots of awesome tips and tricks today. And then we've got the lovely Tammy Hurd, who Tammy joined the Testimonial Tree about a year ago, and she actually comes from the real estate space. She brings over 23 years of real estate experience to our company. So we're very excited to have her as she's a great representation of you all. So with that being said, we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna pass it over to Jessica, who's gonna dive into the agenda. Oh, I think you're on mute, Jessica.
There we go. Thank you so much for that introduction, Alex. And thank you everyone who's here. I am very, very excited to be providing this for you guys. I'm really excited for our first webinar. So today on our agenda, we're going to start with why testimonials. So Tammy is going to go through, why testimonials are so important both to you and to the agents. And then we're going to go over our top 5 favorite features in Testimonial Tree. Some of these maybe you know about already. Hopefully we're going to provide some tips though, utilizing and be aware of. But we're going to go over our setup wizard. That's certainly a newer feature, so there may be a good amount of you on today that have not used this. I'm really excited to go over that. Printing testimonials, doesn't sound too exciting, but actually Tammy has some amazing tips, I think, is going to really provide some great insight on how you can utilize those for the agents with their clients. Generating images, that's something, again, I think most of you might know about, some of you may not, but I want to make sure we highlight how you and the agents can take the testimonials, create images, and keep sharing those. Our widgets, again, doesn't sound too fancy there, but it's a great, great tool. And I think we do, again, have some great tips on how you can utilize widgets not only for agents, but maybe also for teams and locations. And then our automations and integrations. Our goal with Testimonial Tree is to make this seamless. So making sure that you're aware of all the different types of automations and integrations that we offer so that you guys can make this a great success for you and all the agents. And of course, time for our thank you or questions and then our thank yous.
Yeah, thanks, Jessica. Real quick, before we dive into the meat of the presentation, we will be monitoring chat. So if you guys have any questions throughout the presentation about any of these features, feel free to put them in the chat. I will be picking and choosing a few to ask live on the spot. And if we don't get to your questions, we'll absolutely be following up after the webinar. So please, we want this to be as beneficial to you as possible. So ask away. All right, let's dive in.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. First, I just want to say thank you to everyone for spending 45 minutes of your day with us to go through some tips on Testimonial Tree. This is such an important piece of the business that your agents need. I just want to preface that our webinar today is really focused towards the administration managers and marketing managers. But if you are an agent and you hopped on this call today, please stay. There will still be some tips and tricks and some value that we hopefully will provide you. So thank you for being with us, and we'll go ahead and get started. So before we dive into the top features you need to know about, I want to share just a few statistics with you on why testimonials are important and should be an essential part of your agent's business plan. So why testimonials? Now, for all industries, about 10% of consumers write reviews on their own, but 68% said they would leave one if asked. In fact, other online research found that just half of millennials say they write reviews multiple times per month. And that is definitely a shift in behavior from previous generations. The one fact that we do know is that people read reviews, 95% of them, actually. So testimonials help your agent stand out from the competition. The recent NAR and buyer and sellers report stated that 67% of buyers only interviewed one agent, and 80% of sellers only contacted one agent before they sold their home. So, question: when a buyer or seller contacts your agent for the first time, what do you think they do first? They Google their name. There is also an NAR report on reviews and testimonials that show there is a direct correlation between an increase in star ratings and income. So over half of the people trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. It can be the next best thing from word of mouth. So to help your agents and your brokerage take full advantage of the power of testimonials through Testimonial Tree, we want to share with you 5 features to help capture and promote your client stories. So kicking it off with number 1, the setup wizard, I'm turning it over to Jessica.
Thank you, Tammy. So the setup wizard, this is, again, I think maybe going to be one of the newer features that maybe not everyone on the call today is aware of. So I'm going to hopefully do a really good job of explaining this to you, because I do think it is a huge, huge piece. I hope that if you are a marketing manager or an admin, that you help your agents utilize, make sure they know about this, maybe in your own upcoming trainings, or if you're an agent today and you haven't taken advantage of it, I really hope that you do that. So on your review generation page, which all of you should be aware of, that's been in Testimonial Tree for some time. I'm sure you know that's where we're connecting our third-party sites. So we've always had that ability to add in maybe a Google business page or a Zillow page, and we utilize that to help direct our happy clients through the survey workflow. And in the past, when we've wanted to add agents links, we've needed to kind of gather those links beforehand, and we've always been able to add them in. But we wanted to create a wizard that the agents can use themselves to connect their third-party sites, and really doing this very easily. So from your review generation page, when you go to manage, there's now a button there that says configure third-party sites. And when an agent clicks on that button, they're going to see a form that looks like this. And just by the email address that Testimonial Tree has in their account, we are going to actually discover these accounts for them. So we will look up the agent's Zillow account, their Google My Business account, maybe even their Yelp account. And that is going to be great, because agents don't have to go looking for these URLs or profile pages, right? They don't really have to go and do any of that searching. This wizard is going to help them discover these pages and connect them. So we will be able to add in those Google My Business pages, the Yelp maybe, and the Zillow pages. And this is huge because we want to accomplish 2 things here. One, again, make it easy, right? Make sure we're getting the agents in, they're taking advantage of this setup wizard, they're connecting these accounts. And just like review generation before, we're connecting these accounts so that we can help direct their happy clients through the survey workflow. But the other thing that we are doing with this is something that maybe you're not all aware of. So if we go over to the next slide now, we'll see the Testimonial Tree. Once these accounts have been connected, we are going to automatically import the agent's existing testimonials. So again, this is huge, because you can now think of Testimonial Tree as a central location for all of the agents' online reviews. So if agents have been working for several years in the business, and they've got 10 reviews on Zillow, maybe they've got 5 reviews on Google, whatever that is, once they go through this wizard, Testimonial Tree is going to import all of that content And now again, like I said, agents can think of Testimonial Tree as a central location for not only all the reviews that they collect through our surveys, but also all of their existing reviews that are out on the web, we can import into Testimonial Tree. So right from an agent's dashboard, as well as from the Manage Testimonials page, we are going to show the agent all of these reviews that we've just imported. We'll make sure to cite them. So we do have that external source column now. So we'll make sure there's a G there for Google, a Z for Zillow, a Y for Yelp. And agents now can continue sharing these great reviews. Right from the actions, they've got access to the social sharing, the printing we're going to go over, and so many other great pieces. So again, this is huge, right? And it may be a great selling point too, because agents may be hesitant to come to Testimonial Tree, but once they see that we can pull in all of their reviews right here, and they can have a single place to log in and to continue to monitor all of the activity that's going on, not just in Testimonial Tree, but on all these other sites, I think it's really huge and it's really empowering for the agents. So again, big thing here, the review monitoring, that's our import feature. That's where we're pulling in all of our existing content, or the agent's existing content, into Testimonial Tree and giving them the tools to keep sharing these to grow their business. The review generation piece, again, I mentioned, has always been there, but this again is just the wizard makes it easy. It makes it really simple for the agents to connect these accounts. And agents still have control on their review generation to decide where they want to redirect their happy clients. So when they go through the wizard and they connect these sites, you'll see in this example, we've got a Google account and a Zillow that have been linked up. And we typically default to a round robin feature. So that means one client, when they complete that survey, they'll get redirected to Google so they can provide that same review onto a Google My Business page. And then the next client would be redirected to Zillow. But agents, if they wanted to, could come in and they could toggle on or off one of these. You know, sometimes I've made the suggestion that it might be a good idea to focus on one of these accounts at a time, so they can link up everything that they have, but maybe come back into review generation. They could toggle off Zillow, maybe that Yelp one, but keep on just Google. And they can kind of focus on, you know, gaining all those reviews onto their Google My Business page. And then a couple months down the road, if they want, they can come in, turn off Google, and now focus on Zillow. But they have that choice to, again, either keep the round robin feature on, right, where we're redirecting one happy client to one site and the next to the other, or they can come in, toggle one off, and focus on one site at a time. And the monitoring is there as well. Typically, we see that clients, or agents, I should say, will keep that monitoring feature on, right? Again, so that as maybe more people are leaving reviews outside of Testimonial Tree onto a Google page or a Zillow, we'll continue to monitor those accounts and import those reviews. But if they did want to turn it off as well, that's something that they could do too. They'll just toggle off the monitor. So a great feature to take advantage of right from that Manage Testimonials page. Make sure that agents go in and take advantage of that so they can link up those accounts for both their review generation and their monitoring. And now Tammy's going to go over our printing feature.
Well, before we move on real quick, we have some really great questions in the chat. Again, thank you guys for asking questions. We want this to be interactive. If we don't get to your question, I promise we'll follow up after. It sounds like some of you might need to have a little bit of support help, so we'll definitely follow up and get that done. All right, so here, I love this question. As an admin, can we set these for our company? For instance, we don't use Zillow. Can we use admin to toggle this off for our company?
So at the company level, yes, you have always had the ability to add in, let's say, a Google My Business account for not only, or I should say for all of the agents, because sometimes I have done that. If you've onboarded with me, you might know I'll typically maybe link up an office Google My Business page for a group of agents at particular offices, or maybe it's just one Google My Business page. So when you are logged in as the admin, you can add a Google My Business page, and from your admin access, you can I think there's a toggle that says apply to all users. So all of your agents would then have that same office Google My Business page linked in their review generation. So yes, you definitely can.
Awesome. And do you send testimonials to realtor.com?
So we do not. Realtor.com. So that's a syndication. So you don't see Realtor.com in our review generation. Instead, what we have is a syndication where agents can link up their testimonial tree account with Realtor.com. When they do that, all of their positive reviews that come through, or any reviews that they want, actually, they can always have those syndicate to Realtor.com. So it's not through our review generation. It is a different setup. And happy to go over that. Alex, we can always send out additional information. But don't forget about our knowledge base in the dashboard, because we do have a great article and video that is available in the dashboard to link up Realtor.com.
Fantastic. All right. I don't want to take up too much time. Again, guys, we'll follow up with all of your questions. I know we're getting a lot of great ones in the chat. So with that said, Tammy, let's take it away with printing.
Great. Thank you so much. Yes, printing testimonials. And actually, you're asking great questions. I keep seeing them pop up. So hopefully we'll be able to answer some of these outside of the webinar as well. Printing testimonials. This is a request that some of our clients in the past have had. I was actually an original client of Testimonial Tree. I had a brokerage for many, many years. So this was a request that I had wanted as well. But we have a printing option in Testimonial Tree, and where you can create a one-page PDF and share your potential testimonials and incorporate it into your marketing. So the feature is quite simple. So I wanted to share with you on how to make the most of the one-page testimonial sheet. So when you are selecting which testimonials to print, your agents need to appeal to every personality trait. So let's talk just briefly of how you can identify those traits and what phrases are used to identify those traits. All right, the first personality type you probably have heard is analytical or known as perfectionist, and you can identify those testimonials by these phrases. The client will say something like, timely manner, accuracy of pricing, you had attention to detail. So that is your analytical and perfectionist personality type. The second personality type is a driver or power. And when you're looking through all your testimonials as they come in, you're going to identify that particular personality by this short phrases. My agent X was great, highly recommend. That is your power people. The third type is like an amiable or people pleaser. And they usually have very flowery language. So they're going to say things such as, my agent was patient and kind. They took so much time showing me, so many homes until I found just the right one. So that is your people pleaser or your amiable personality. And then the very last personality is your expressive or your party personality. And that is where they're going to say things like, I loved hanging out with you. You're so much fun. Now, we know when your agents are going out to listing presentations or at open houses, you have no idea what personalities they're going to be experiencing. So having a testimonial sheet that reaches all four is critical in the marketing. And so how you get there is that now that you can easily identify each personality trait to one of the testimonials, you only need to just select print from the upper right corner of the tool and select your testimonials to print to PDF. It is that simple. The one page will bring up the agent photo and your brokerage information on top. Now, some brokerages have their own marketplace that already utilize the testimonials for their agents. So they are already creating pieces that are branded to the brokerage. So this feature is really for brokerages that do not have their own marketplace and they want to show their agents how to print something quickly. Your agents can upload this PDF as part of the profile in a CMA tool. For example, Cloud CMA allows an upload to a PDF, or any other CMA tool that allows an upload. This can also be used during open houses or part of an agent's marketing packet. So simple yet effective.
And if I can, something else to keep in mind, one of the other benefits about importing those testimonials, so using the setup wizard, connecting the third-party sites, when they import, right, Tammy, these are also testimonials that the agents can include now in this printout. So if you have a new agent who hasn't had any collected testimonials through our survey, but they've got tons on Google or Zillow, If they come through, connect them, they can immediately start using this feature right away.
That's a great point, Jessica. That's absolutely correct. So, especially, if you are new to the tool and you do have reviews elsewhere, this is a great thing that you can use to pull in those reviews. So, yes, great addition. Thank you so much. All right. Well, now that you know how to print feature that is there, we are going to move on to number 3, which is probably one of the most talked about options, which is create social images.
Yep. All right. Well, just today, actually, so you may have gotten an email about how we've actually released a beta to our image feature. So first, I'm going to talk about our the one that's there already and has been there for some time, because maybe some of you don't even know it's there, actually. So this may already be a new feature. And then I'll go into the beta as well. So from your couple of different places in Testimonial Tree, one that I typically visit is our testimonial marketing page, which is under our actions. This is where I typically like to direct agents to create an image from their testimonial. So this is an amazing, amazing piece. I love this. This is why I typically highlight this a lot, because one, we pull in an agent's headshot and we convert that written text into an image that can be shared on social media. So it's just such an amazing, great feature and a great way for agents to keep these testimonials visible, right? So again, don't forget, if we import those existing reviews, if you've gone through the setup wizard and you're connecting Testimonial Tree with your third-party sites, you can also use those same testimonials to create these images. So again, from our testimonial marketing page, you can access that generate image button, and it's going to convert that testimonial into an image. So that first one that's been there for a little bit, we do have 3 different layouts that you can select from. You can see you can upload different backgrounds, you can change the layout, you can adjust some of the coloring for your brand. And once you've done that, you can share that image directly to Facebook, LinkedIn, or Yelp. Or you can download and save this image, and you can use that for any type of print marketing. You can use it to share later too. Maybe you just want to come in and create several of these. You can download these to your computer or your device, and then you can post those out later if you'd like. And again, if we do have some marketing managers or admins that are on today, you have the ability to create these images on behalf of your agents. And this is huge. Your agents maybe don't necessarily have the time to come in and make these as often as maybe you might as a marketing person. Maybe this is going to be what you're going to be tasked with doing. You can come in, create these images of the agents, and you can share them onto your Facebook business page for the office or for the brokerage. And when you're sharing these out, I always recommend tagging the agent. Give those shout outs to your agents. They're working so hard. They're collecting these amazing testimonials. So you can tag before you actually post, tag them, congratulate them, maybe even hashtag Testimonial Tuesday. Make that a part of your workflow. You come in, you create these, and then you can share them out on your Tuesday. And when you tag your agents, they're then going to get notified. So it's going to be an easy share for them, right? They can then reshare that, repost that to any one of their Facebook pages. So again, from your testimonial marketing page, you can access that generate image, create these either for yourself if you're an agent or on behalf of your agents if you are a location manager, team manager, admin, and you can share and post these out. And then today we launched our beta. So one of I think the most important things about Testimonial Tree is we are always trying to, of course, listen to our clients and continue to give you some updates, some new features. How else can we make this a success for you and for your agents? So when we launched that image generator, everyone loved it, but of course had some ideas and let us know what they were hoping to see. So we took that and we now have launched our beta version. That button is also available on the testimonial marketing page. And there is also a new button at the bottom of your actions. So it's actually a direct link from your actions, and that will open up this new beta version of our image generator. We have tons of new templates to choose from. So you'll see these are some of our favorites. Mine's the one of the kitchen, by the way. So you can create these images of the testimonials. You'll notice that they're all square. So these are going to be easily shared amongst any different social media platform. Again, you can change the colors so that they can be on brand for you and your brokerage. We do have the ability to hide and or display some additional pieces, license numbers. I think some states do require that the agent has their license number being displayed while others don't. So that's going to be something that you can manage from within the new beta version. And of course, you create these and download, and then you can use these, again, any type of print marketing. I was just in Facebook Business, and I remembered that does offer a share feature from your calendar. So you can, from your calendar in Facebook Business, you can schedule out these shares. So if you're a marketing person and you're managing a business page for the office or for the brokerage, you can come in, make several of these just at one time, download, and then use that calendar feature so that you can share these out over the course of the month or something along those lines. But yeah, it's very excited about all these new templates. And we'd love to continue to hear what you think as well. So if you haven't had a chance to go in yet, please do and let us know. And then we are now going to go into our widgets. Yeah. So Tammy, if you wouldn't mind helping us go, unless we have some questions, Alex, did we want to stop?
I was just going to ask to see if we had any. I saw a lot of questions pop up. So now's the time.
So we've got a question, which we a little bit covered, but Cindy asked, the current images haven't been sized correctly for Instagram. Is this included in the beta feature?
Yes, it is. Correct. Yep. So these are going to be easily shared onto Instagram. And I think, Tammy, you were the one that mentioned that, Facebook and Instagram, I think you can connect your two accounts, right? So if you're sharing to Facebook, I think it can automatically get shared to your Instagram as well.
Awesome. And then Suzanne has asked, do you have the same fonts as Canva? Which, Jessica, I know you might not know off the top of your head. So I asked our designer, but they won't have all the fonts. There are a number of Google fonts that are included in the image generator. They're much more modern than the fonts included in the legacy version. So much more sans serif-y Google font style, which will look great on social media. All right. And again, guys, I just want to keep reiterating, I promise I'm seeing your questions. We'll follow up with some of them at the end. It looks like a lot of people have questions about things that we're not even talking about, which is also awesome. We are taking all of these notes. So thank you for your patience, but let's dive into widgets.
Yes, we'll talk to widgets. And yes, I saw a little question pop up. Everyone should have access as of today to the new beta version. And there is a wonderful knowledge article that was sent out. I think you can find it also on our site. There's a blog post where you can have the instructions on how to use it. So after the webinar, if you want to test that out, we'd love to hear your feedback on the new image process in Testimonial Tree. Okay, widgets, number 4. And I don't mean the economics kind, but widgets are very important to your business at a brokerage. So you want to use your widgets on your brokerage website pages and your agent profile pages. And most of our websites, or most of your websites, allow display of widgets, and we can seamlessly integrate into them. And so having these testimonial widgets on your websites organically boost your SEO. And as we're going through and doing audits of our customer accounts, we're noticing that not all of our brokerages are utilizing our widgets. So a very important feature that you must have on your website. So as Jessica discussed earlier, pulling in your Google and Zillow reviews, you can automatically pull in Google and Zillow into your widgets and display in one place. So that is very crucial. Again, our widgets should be used on your brokerage website and even the agent profile and bio pages. Now, if you are a brokerage that has teams, and I think I saw a question earlier pop up about the teams. Yes, we can do teams. We can create a team widget for your team leader and the team name to display. So if you're with an office, let's say you're a brokerage that has multiple locations, maybe you have multiple branch locations, we can also create a widget for each location depending on your needs. When these widgets are added, the agent testimonials instantly show up as soon as received. So by using Testimonial Tree and collecting that testimonial, they will flow through into those widgets. So there's not a period of waiting to add it or having some type of job run. So they will flow through. We do have a variety of widgets that can be used. So a lot of offices have selected maybe the one that, I would say the basic that comes with the original setup. But I'm super excited to give you kind of a sneak peek. I think I said that backwards. A sneak peek, a sneak peek at a new widget that we're currently testing. So with this new widget, it's going to be modular. You can pick and choose the different attributes to show throughout the website that meets your web design and aesthetics. So if you're looking at this particular widget, all of the pieces are modular. So if you would like to only show a summary of the reviews on one page of your website, maybe the other page just the testimonials, maybe you want to show on another page the number of Google and Zillow reviews or whatever other reviews you've pulled in, you have the ability to do so. So if this new widget is currently in testing, it's not released just yet, but if this interests you and you would like to upgrade your website with this new widget, please let us know. We'll put you on a list and we will let you be the first to know when we're ready to release it. So any questions with the widgets?
Yeah, we do have a question.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Can you bring testimonials from Zillow and Google through a widget? So will your testimonials that you generate through Google and Zillow, if your account is synced, display on the widget?
Yes.
Yes.
We're nodding. Yeah, I think we're nodding. The answer is yes.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes I think, because maybe an older widget is being used, if you are connecting your Google and your Zillow accounts and you're not seeing those flow through, you may just not be seeing them because you are not promoting them or using the correct widget to do so. But yeah, I'll have Jessica add to that if there's anything additional with the widgets.
It would only be the one thing I could think is that if you had Connect in one of those third-party sites and they're not flowing through, you may need to make sure, that they're being published to that widget. So that might be something you might want to check into, but of course we can. So long as they're being checked off to display through that widget, the correct one that is on your either brokerage site or your agent site, then yes, they can display. So it may just be something as simple as just making sure they're published. Going forward, if you've just set up the account, so we already have the widgets established, and then you go through and you connect your third-party sites, they should automatically publish to the widget. I think it's really only a case sometimes where maybe a new widget's been implemented. Then we may need to kind of retroactively go back and make sure the testimonials are published to that widget.
Awesome.
Awesome. Do widgets work with MoxieWorks websites?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Yes. We do have a testimonial tree page that you can add. That's, I think, through the site builder. You can certainly add that page. And when that page is built onto your Moxie site, it actually does use one of our widgets. So that's one place for sure. And then I believe even there's another page too where you can certainly have them on. We also, by the way, have a Moxie knowledge base article that does review all the different ways in which we can have testimonials display there. So that's a good place to look.
Fantastic.
And one thing I wanted to say real quickly too, because I've had this question, so I'm not sure if anyone on today, if you were one of those people, but something I'm kind of excited about with this new modular widget we're going to be using is oftentimes I get asked about displaying just the stars, right? They just kind of want a quick overall of how many star ratings they have or something. And I noticed that is right there. So this is going to be great because you may want one piece on one page and another piece somewhere else. I think it's really going to be neat. So I'm excited to get some people raising their hands and testing this for us.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Great. All right, moving on. Number 5, automation and tech integrations. So to maximize the adoption of Testimonial Tree and get the most of the tools that you provide, we're going to talk about one particular agent objection first. So if you have been in the business for any length of time, you know that agents are hesitant to provide their client contact information to the brokerage. And to overcome this objection, you can demonstrate value over their fear of letting go of the email and phone number of their client. So just use the statistics of the importance of testimonials on their, to improve their business in your position that you care for your agents to help them capture the client stories. The more stars they have, the more income they can make. And remember, that's according to an NAR report. So value over fear. Also, your agents know themselves best. So no matter how simple the tool, they may or may not use it. So they should focus on the relationships and cultivating new business while you help capture those happy client stories for them. Plus, an agent can also opt out of the automation, or they can opt out a specific client. So there is flexibility. So if you're in your brokerage wanting to gain a higher percentage of adoption for Testimonial Tree and the usage of the tool, kind of use these steps to overcome some of those agent objections. Now, we are very, very proud of this fact, right? So this slide, these next 2 slides, Testimonial Tree has, worked very hard over the years because, again, they're in the business with real estate and they know real estate brokers and brokerages. And we know that over time, you need to, out of necessity or just out of a new strategic plan, move to a new tool. So Testimonial Tree has partnered with all of these different companies to create an integration. So meaning when you are ready to move into a new tool, we can easily move with you and seamlessly provide and shift all of those testimonials. So your downtime is very minimal when you're getting up to speed with your new tool. Now, even though Testimonial Tree, we do not charge on our end, right, for the integrations. We have established them, we've set them up, and we have the connections ready to go. It is always a good idea to always check with your other vendor on what their process is, just as due diligence. So keep that in mind. But we have all of the integrations, and we are adding to them every month a new product, especially if a client brings one to our attention that we can connect to. Now, it's also same with the websites. So with your websites, when you add an agent to your company and your tools are integrated, right, automated and integrated, we can access in most cases your agent directory. So when you add an agent, it will seamlessly connect and the widgets are automatically connected as well. So one less thing that you need to worry about from the management of your brokerage is that automation and integration. Definitely, we see a higher adoption rate and usage rate when our brokerages take advantage of this feature. And let us know if you have Testimonial Tree and you've been with us for a while and you didn't realize we connected with all of these great tools. Contact us, let us know. We can do an evaluation for you and give you an idea of how we can make it all work together seamlessly.
Yeah.
And then the next, I don't know if you have questions with that. The next is single sign-on. I'm going to let Jessica discuss about the single sign-on. It is also another feature that a lot of our customers may not be aware of that was implemented in the last few years. So I'm going to let you take that over and provide some information on single sign-on.
Yeah, so we do have, actually kind of going back to our integration with a lot of the web providers. So we do have single sign-on that is available to you. So you may or may not know, depending on who you're using. Certainly reach out to us. So even if you just have some form of an intranet, even from your dashboard, there is a page in there, which you may or may not know about, underneath management, that talks about how you can set up single sign-on. So we can do that. Again, if you just have an intranet, reach out to either your onboarding specialist or Tammy and I, and we can help do an evaluation to see if we can help you set that up. And like I said, even with some of our integrations that we have with our web providers, we already have that established. And this is just great because, again, agents, it's seamless. We're trying to make this easy for them. So we don't necessarily want them to have to remember a password if they don't need to. So they'll be able to, through the click of one of those buttons on their, again, on the internet or somewhere in the backside of where they're logging into their portals, they'll be able to single sign on into Testimonial Tree. And it's another place too, we're always expanding. So if it's an integration for a single sign that we haven't used yet, definitely still reach out and ask us, because we certainly want to make this a success again for you and for the agents.
Awesome. All right. Well, real quick before we dive into some extra questions, as Jessica and Tammy both iterated during the webinar, we love to hear from you, and we want to build a product that you love and that is beneficial to you. So if you want to give any further feedback about anything, you can always send an email to alex@testimonialtree.com or to feedback@testimonialtree.com. But we are always excited to get your feedback, and we take that into consideration as we prioritize our new product developments. All right. I do have a few things I want to go back and discuss. Jessica, we've had several people talk about having issues setting up their third-party review monitoring. So are there common issues with that? And I would like to say, if you need help with that, please reach out and we will surely help you, guide you through the process.
I know several weeks ago, there was an update that they had made to the wizard, especially connecting, I think, with Google, but that had been resolved. So currently I'm not aware of any specific issues that might be there, but please let us know, because if you're seeing something that we're not aware of, we obviously want to make sure we get that corrected for you. Again, the email address is what we're using to search for those profiles for the agents. And Alex, if you can go back to that slide real quickly, something I didn't mention, but I probably should just say this to you guys, is in that wizard, if an agent opens that up and we don't immediately discover, let's say, a Zillow account, they may actually need to change the email address. So they'll be able to actually click into the open URL field right underneath where it says review monitoring, and they can actually try a different email address. And that's good, because if an agent had set up a Zillow page prior to being with your brokerage, maybe they're not using let's say, your brokerage email address, they're maybe using a personal email address. They are going to be able to change the email address that the wizard's using to search for that account, and then we should be able to discover it. So that's just one key piece, one tip, I think, to make sure to try. Maybe the agent needs to use a different email address. And then, like I said, I haven't heard too many other recent issues, but again, please reach out and let us know if there is something there.
Awesome. Yeah. And guys, I do want to say this too. If you can email support@testimonialtree.com at any time. You also, if you are logged into the platform, there's a handy dandy little question mark in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. If you click that, you can submit a support ticket. So we do have a support team that is constantly working to reach out and help you answer all of these questions. So if you ever have a support issue, that's the fastest way to get in touch with us, those two methods of communication. All right. Cassie wants to know, how do we find out what integrations are connected to our account?
Our current, I would definitely, I'm not sure if you're an admin or not. So if you're not an admin, I would reach out to maybe your marketing manager or the admin of the account, so whomever maybe signed up Testimonial Tree, because they're the ones that we worked with specifically to get the integration set up. Typically, if it's your web provider, we're pulling over all of your roster information from there. So if it's the same headshot that you've got on your website provider, we may have that integration then set up already through that web provider. And in terms of the survey automation, yeah, probably it's not something that you would see inside your dashboard. So you may want to reach out to either support. That's actually a question you could send to support at Testimonial Tree, or reaching out to your admin or maybe marketing admin.
Great. All right. I like this question because we get this often. Do you still need 1,000 followers in order to syndicate reviews to Facebook?
Yes, although I believe it's 2,000.
2,000, yes. It is 2,000.
It is 2,000. So Facebook has, set up that rule, by the way. It's not a Testimonial Tree rule. We do have the ability to add a Facebook widget. It's much like a widget, actually. When you're on a Facebook business page, just like you've got the place to post and a place for your photos, there'll be one that you could add that says testimonials. However, again, you do need to make sure that that Facebook business page has at least 2,000 followers. Once you've hit that mark, then yes, you can install that, and then we'll automatically, display all of the testimonials in the account on that testimonial tab on your Facebook business page.
And can I add just to that? So if you don't have 2,000 followers, you can still create an image. So with the new beta image feature, you can create one, download it, and upload it to your pages. So the share feature, if you don't have the 2,000, there is another way to get those testimonials at least promoted onto your page in your feed.
Awesome. All right. Well, I believe that about wraps up. Again, if we did not get to your question today, we will be reaching out. I've got all of the questions documented. I know a few of you have reached out and you want an evaluation. You would like to talk to someone, and we are more than happy to do that. So be on the lookout for a communication from us, probably one of the members of our customer success team on this call, to help you talk about your account. Any final words, Tammy and Jessica?
Just thank you. I'm really excited that so many people came today, and I'm really looking forward to, hopefully continuing these webinars and reaching out to you guys, and just, again, getting great success for you and the agents.
Yes, and I'm just, exactly what Jessica said. We're very excited. We're here. We want you to use the tool to the maximum. So if there are things that are not working, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, send in a support ticket. We want your agents and your brokerage to get the best benefit possible with using Testimonial Tree. We love our product. We still believe in it. And, we're continuing to innovate, and it's because of loyal customers like you that really keeps us motivated and going. Plus, we're at 2 million testimonials in our database. So that's pretty exciting. We love to see that increase. So thank you so much for everything. And yeah, that's all I have for today.
All right. We love you guys. Until next time, be on the lookout. This will not be our only customer success webinar. We're excited to bring much more content to you and help you make the most of Testimonial Tree. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.